what that dying. This is the voice of the patriot, and my name's certainly Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much for coming along. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the patriot, the voice of the people. I remember, it is not about personalities, it's about issues, my brother, my sister. And in this edition, my brother, my sister, it's a total destruction. Now the very first story we want to look at today is very interesting, and it's coming all the way from Ghana Web. And I need you to open your ears and listen with rapt attention. My brother, my sister, now I am reading this from Ghana Web. It says, election 2024, NPP's achievement in education make them best option. And this is coming from one Dr. Educhum. Now let us get into the action proper. Now, Minister of Education, Dr. Oseyao Educhum, has made a strong case for the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, as the best option for Ghanaians in the 2024 polls, citing significant advancements in the education sector. Now, according to Dr. Educhum, the NPP has achieved what previous governments failed to do in the past 60 years, particularly in infrastructure development. Now, speaking on Kumasi Bezo Tech 102.9 FM's afternoon political show, Jabrim, Dr. Educhum highlighted the NPP's commitment to transforming Ghana's education sector. He emphasized that the party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has demonstrated exceptional competence during his 8 years as vice president. Dr. Educhum urged voters to support Dr. Bawumia, stating that he stands tall amongst his competitors and is best equipped to drive accelerated development. Well, we leave it here, man. It's a disgrace, my brother, my sister, a big disgrace that these people are still talking about Bawumia. It's a big disgrace that these guys are still going around talking about education. What kind of free education is this that feeds students and children, our dear children, with expired rice? What kind of education, free education is this, my brother, my sister, that totally degrades the standards set by previous governments when it comes to education? My brother, my sister, these are history illiterates, and sometimes we would have to jump into the fray to be able to put them right historically. Kwame Nkrumah introduced free education into our country several years ago. So when you say for the past 60 years, what really are you talking about? My brother, we still have schools under trees all over Ghana. There are some places in Ghana, my brother, my sister, they have hen coops as classrooms. My brother, when it starts to rain, all those places start to crumble, killing our dear children, the future of our nation. My brother, my sister, when this education minister comes out to say that Dr. Bawumia stands tall amongst his competitors, I cringe. A man who was brought in first and foremost to deal with the economy, he failed woefully. Today, he calls himself an IT expert, running around the length and breadth of this nation, my brother, my sister, talking balderdash. It hurts me anytime I see these people politicking. They have no respect for the average Ghanaian. They have no respect whatsoever, my brother, my sister, for our feelings. These people have collapsed the economy. Everywhere you go right now, My brother, my sister, Ghanaians are crying left, right, and center, and they are still politicking. In the days, so many people came all over Africa to go to school in Ghana because our level of education was exemplary. Today, my brother, my sister, even Ghanaians are running out of this country to other parts of Africa to school. Some of them are even running outside the country to European countries and also to America to school. All because our educational system is now a farce. Students go to school for 2 days and then they go on vacation for 7 trillion years. Before they return to school, they have impregnated riff-raff girls all over the area. What kind of education is this that does not feed the brain? My brother, my sister, they are double tracking us back into illiteracy and ignorance. They are double tracking us back into colonialism. And they have the guts to still go around telling everybody, Mudu Baomia has done so well, the NPP has done so well with this education. What kind of education is this? Are you happy that your children are having this kind of education? Education that leaves them with nothing. Education that polarizes their minds. Education that short circuits their brains. It's a shame that these people are still going around. Was it not this same Dr. Educhum, my brother, my sister, who recently was caught in a certain kind of scandal? Well, thanks to a country where scandals go nowhere. This is a country that will not investigate expired rice that is fed to our children in the schools. This is a country that has no respect for how many school children drown, my brother, every now and then, or how many children die under collapsed school blocks. They don't care. No investigation goes on. After all, they are the children of poor people who have no money to afford any lawyer. Posterity would judge these people so harshly. I leave it here. Now the next thing I would like to look at is very disturbing. And I'm not too sure if I truly want to look at this. But I will still look at it. This one I'm reading from Ghana Web, and it says, Wontumi's aide granted bail by police. And I read, now the Ghana Police Service has released Ohiniba Nana Asiedu, a presenter of Wontumi Radio and TV, whom it arrested for the publication of false news, contrary to Section 208 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, on bail. Now, according to a report by citynewsroom.com, Nana Asiedu, an aide to the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, and owner of the media house, is expected to report to the police periodically as part of his bail conditions. Now, the report also indicated that the investigation into the matter is ongoing. Now, the police is focused on determining the intent and potential impact of the presenter's comments. Now, the presenter, speaking on Wontumi Radio and TV, claimed that the upcoming 2024 presidential elections will be held on different days. He claimed that on December 7, 2024, the election will be held for the first person on the ballot paper, including the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is number 1 on the ballot paper. Dr. Bawumia is number 1 on the ballot. So on the 7th December, we are going to vote for him first. We are going to vote for the first 7 people on the ballot. Then after that, we will vote for the remaining 7 from numbers 8, 9, 10, 11 going, he said in Chi. Nana Asiedu even suggested that any person who fails to vote for Dr. Bawumia on Saturday, December 2024, will not get the chance to vote for the other people in the subsequent days. Now, when you look at the face of this guy, there's no difference between this guy and a mass serial killer. This guy is a terrorist. If this was a country with very serious, stringent laws. By now, he should be in the coldest part of the cooler. Thanks to a country that favors its own thieves and riffraffs, as long as they support the political party that they belong to, anything they do is gospel right. A guy like this, I ask myself, how did he get his license to sit on radio and do mass media broadcasting? By now, you'll be shocked that Wontumi and the rest of them who are semi-illiterates are rallying around this guy, telling him he has done well. Oh, why are they? Why are they? By now, they have even bought him a car, waiting for him to come and drive, for telling people nothing but foolishness. These are the people who are not fit to be part of us in this nation. They should be sent to the war front in Afghanistan, like David did, my brother, my sister, to the husband of a woman that he was so interested in, Bathsheba. We remember how David sent Uriah to the battlefront, where the battle was the toughest, so he could take all the shots and die, so he'll be able to usurp his wife. These are the people who are supposed to be in the battlefront and not Uriah. These are people, my brother, my sister, who have nothing close to sense, common sense. It hurts me that I apply the same trade as riffraffs like this. It's so hurting, my brother, my sister, that the radio station has not even come out yet to denounce and renounce this balderdash, this hogwash. The political party has not even come out to rubbish this hogwash. By now, go to his bank account and see they have stuffed it up with stolen taxpayers' money for talking nonsense to the people of this nation. This is how this country is. We are so politically polarized. Anything we do that is condemnable internationally, as long as it favors our political party, we give you a handshake and stuff your bank account with cash. When millions are dying for fighting and standing for the nation, nobody supports them. It's a shame. All these guys said, oh, you know what? On the 7th, we are voting for only 7 candidates. They all know the number of the biggest opposition party, Mohammed's number. He's not part of the 1 to 7. So for that matter, they don't vote for him. In a country that has high levels of illiteracy, people like this, if it was in the days of Jerry John Rawlings, they would have bullets journeying through their brains, riddled with bullets. Their bodies will lie limp, cold. It hurts me, my brother. When I saw this, I told myself, listen, man, this issue will go nowhere. This is the same government that appointed the IGP, who sent his boys to go arrest this guy. This is the country, the political party that has stuffed our law courts with its own players and own referees. How can they ever lose a match? You have your own referees and linesmen. Now we call them assistant referees and match commissioners. You chose all of them. You even chose your opponents. My brother, how can you ever lose? It's a shame. Democracy in this country is democracy. As for this guy, what is his name again? You need to bow down your head in shame. They might give you money for talking like somebody with no common sense, but posterity would judge you, judge your generation. You will never do well. You are a dirty guy, very dirty guy, dirty mind. You will roast in the hottest part of something I can't say in radio. On radio. What is this? What is this? Now the next thing I want to look at, and I need you to come along, and that will be the finale. My brother, my sister, things are happening in our nation. Hey! Is this the country Kwame Nkrumah fought for? Is this the country that is worth fighting for? Is this truly the gateway to Africa? Or is the back door to corruption? This one is also taken from Ghana Web, and it says, Hawa Kumsin shares bottles of cooking oil to women in Kaswa ahead of 2024 elections. Jesus have mercy. I read. Member of Parliament for Ewutu, Senya East constituency, Hawa Kumsin, has been spotted distributing bottles of cooking oil to her constituents ahead of the 2024 general elections. Now, the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, in a video shared on X, formerly called Twitter, by Ed Hobb, was seen handing out bottles of cooking oil to a long queue of women. Now, the gesture forms part of the campaign efforts showcasing her generosity to the constituency as she seeks to be re-elected as MP for Ewutu Senya East. Hawa Kumsin has served as the MP for the constituency for the past 12 years, first assuming the seat in January 2012. She faces stiff opposition from the National Democratic Congress, now Koyo Okonu, in the upcoming election, whom she defeated in 2020. I leave it here. Yes, I do. From spreading terrorist news on Wontumi Radio and TV, a radio station and a TV station that have no regard for decency when it comes to journalism. If you want all the rot, it's on Wontumi TV and Wontumi Radio. They have no respect for decency when it comes to journalism. The ethics of journalism are totally downgraded and stepped upon. No respect, yet the radio and TV station are still running. It was the same radio station and TV station that insulted the Asantiri the other day, and the whole of Ghana almost went into some bonfire. Yet, it is still ongoing. I wonder if they even have a warning from the authorities, because their party is in power. Galamsey is on top. They can go and destroy our land, take all the mineral resources, and come and fund their dirty political parties all over the place. Posterity is judging us. Now, this is another woman here who is going around sharing bottles of oil. A few days to election, she didn't do it when it mattered most. She didn't do it when the children at Fana drowned. She didn't go there. My brother, she was the same woman who was wielding an AK-47, firing like the wife of Rambo. My God have mercy. It was like a Hollywood movie. That matter went nowhere in a country that has no regard for decency, political decency. It's sad. Now she's going around sharing bottles of oil. And because of the poverty of this nation, people have sold out their decency and their birthrights. My brother, I will never accept this kind of insult. A man strips you naked in the daytime, and in the night he sneaks back to clothe you. Be careful of these charlatans and dangerous people. You want to hear it again? If a man strips you naked in the day, and in the night, when you are already shrouded by the beautiful darkness of the day, and you don't need anybody to cover your nakedness, they come around and try to clothe you. That is what Hawa Kumsin is doing. Do we have laws in this country? My brother, they say at the polling stations they do not want to see any campaign material. Yet a few days to election, you can go around in a blatant bribery move. You can go and give people cooking oil and all. And those receiving the cooking oil, think twice. I know you are poor like me here, but have some kind of decency for yourselves. The cooking oil they give you, are they going to add tomatoes? Will she add onions? Would Kobe be added? Would rice be added? Can you drink oil? Or you want to take it and go and sell it so you can go and buy kenke and fish? If you are encourage them to work hard, you will not need that bottle of oil. But you allow them to do the undoable, misbehave all over the place. And every election, they know they can buy your votes with just bottles of oil to continue pushing you into poverty. Think twice, Ghana. Be wise, Ghana. You don't need to go to school to be wise. Wisdom is not in the school. Wisdom is at home. Wisdom is embedded in your actions and reactions and inactions. Wisdom is embedded in your experience. The fact that you haven't been to school doesn't mean that you cannot be wise. Reject all the cooking oil. Reject all the bribe. After all, if you eat today, you still will need to eat tomorrow. How many people would bring you such bribes? After election, they leave you to yourself. You could die, you could melt, you could evaporate. They don't care. As for our Kumsin, shame on you. You are a misfit. You should never even have been a politician. Imagine they said that this woman was a teacher. I wonder what she taught her students at the time that she was a teacher. My brother, my sister, I don't want to go too deep, lest many people will say I am attacking women. Today, when women misbehave and you speak against the misbehavior, there are some people who quickly come out and say, oh, he's fighting against women. My brother, my sister, I leave it here. It's been the almighty voice of the patriot.